How's it going, Pokemon trainers? We are entering the middle of February in Pokemon Go, and we've got a pretty exciting week ahead. Starting on Monday, February 10th, we've got Dynamax Skwovet as the featured Pokemon in Max Monday. This event is not very exciting, and I'll probably skip it. However, starting on Tuesday is when things start to get more interesting. We've got the Pokemon Go debut of Dhelmise in 3-star raids. This is part of the Beloved Buddies event, which also features double catch XP and some shiny boosted odds for Diglett, Dunsparce, and Skrelp. Then later on Tuesday from 6 to 7 p.m., we've got a Love Disc Spotlight Hour with double catch Stardust, and this will stack with the double catch XP from the Beloved Buddies bonus. Then on Wednesday, February 12th, we've got Enamorus in a raid hour. Enamorus will be in 5-star raids throughout this whole week, along with Mega Tyranitar in Mega Raids. And then on the weekend, Saturday, February 15th, Hoopa Unbound Raid Day. Hoopa hasn't been in raids in quite some time, so I am very excited for Hoopa to return. It is a great Psychic type raid attacker. We'll also have Shadow Regirock in Shadow Legendary raids throughout weekends in February. So there's your high-level overview about everything going down this week in Pokemon Go. Now let's go through day by day and discuss each event in detail so you can make the most of your week in Pokemon Go. Monday, February 10th, the only event is going to be Dynamax Skwovet in a Max Monday from 6 to 7 p.m. local time. Dynamax Skwovet will take over all the power spots so you can grind a bunch of them. However, Dynamax Skwovet is not very strong. It's also not a debut. This is not a new Dynamax capable Pokemon. We've had Skwovet before. So while I enjoyed the 5-star Kanto birds that were in the Max Mondays for the past 3 weeks, I'm also kind of looking forward to a little bit of a break here. This is not going to be a Max Monday that I'm going to be playing. If you've never done a Dynamax Skwovet before, it could be worth doing 1 or 2 just so you have it in case they ever introduce a medal for Dynamax Pokemon, but they don't have that in the game yet. This is definitely an event you can skip. On Tuesday, February 11th at 10 a.m. local time, the Beloved Buddies event begins. This event will run until Saturday evening at 8 p.m. local time, and there's some pretty good bonuses in Pokemon debuts that are worth playing, so let's take a look at the details. The bonuses for this event are double catch XP. Lure modules will last 1 hour instead of the usual 30 minutes. And there's a reason for that. The Pokemon that are appearing from lures during this event will have 500 extra Stardust per catch. Those Pokemon are going to be Diglett, Slowpoke, Shelder, Dunsparce, Cutiefly, and Fomantis. So if you catch any of these Pokemon throughout the event, they will have 500 extra Stardust per catch. So the base Stardust per catch is 100 Stardust. So with these bonuses, that's going to be 600 Stardust per catch, and that's not weather boosted and not star pieced. So this event is going to be a pretty good way to farm some extra Stardust, especially if you stack those with a star piece. Then we've also got the Pokemon Go debut of Dhelmise. It's coming to Pokemon Go in 3-star raid battles. Dhelmise is a ghost and grass type Pokemon. However, the max CP is only 3,335, so this Pokemon is not going to be very strong. I don't see it being meta relevant as a raid attacker at all. This shiny will also not be available, so this is a Pokemon that I'm not going to be farming too hard, but I definitely want to get a few for the decks. The Dhelmise Hundo CP is 1685 or 2107 when weather boosted in foggy or sunny weather. I'm going to go ahead and set up a Dhelmise remote raid role in the Diddobase Discord, discord.gg/Diddobase. So if you're going to be hosting or joining any Dhelmise raids during this event, there is a place for y'all to do it. Later on Tuesday from 6 to 7 p.m. local time, Love Disc will be the featured Pokemon in this week's Spotlight Hour. The bonus for this week is going to be double catch Stardust, and this will stack with the double catch XP from the Beloved Buddies event. So if you're going to play Love Disc Spotlight Hour, it's probably worth popping both a lucky egg and a star piece to take advantage of these stacking bonuses. Love Disc does have a pretty awesome gold shiny form. However, remember, shiny odds during Spotlight Hours are not boosted. Wednesday, February 12th, we'll have Enamorus featured in a raid hour. Enamorus has been out since last week. However, it is a very good fairy type raid attacker, coming in as the 4th best overall fairy type raid attacker. It is a fairy and flying type, but it is better as a fairy type. It is ranked 41st overall in the Master League, according to pvpoke.com. However, there are a few other fairy type Pokemon that do rank higher. Unfortunately, the shiny form for Enamorus has not yet been released in Pokemon Go, but the Hundo CP is going to be 1957 or 2447 when weather boosted in cloudy or windy weather. Thursday the 13th and Friday the 14th, Valentine's Day, we have no events happening. So that brings us to Saturday, February 15th, where we have Hoopa Unbound coming back into Pokemon Go for the first time in a long time. And it's going to be in a 3-hour raid day format, which is so much better than the elite raid format it was previously released with. Hoopa Unbound raid day will run from 2 to 5 p.m. local time on Saturday, February 15th. It is the 8th best overall psychic type raid attacker, so this is definitely a Pokemon worth getting, worth powering up. Like Enamorus, the shiny form for Hoopa Unbound is not yet available, but because it's such a good psychic type raid attacker, and because it is so rare and hasn't been available in quite some time, I still think this raid day is worth playing. The Hundo CP for Hoopa Unbound is 2289 or 2862 when weather boosted. The event has a few bonuses. We'll get 5 free additional raid passes. These are the orange raid passes that will expire at the end of the day, so make sure you get out there and use them. And then we'll also have a remote raid pass limit increase. So we'll have 20 remote raid passes starting Friday, February 14th at 5 p.m. Pacific and running all the way until Saturday, February 15th at 8 p.m. Pacific. So depending on your time zone, you can either do 20 remote raids on Friday night and then 20 more remote raids on Saturday, or if you're in one of those early time zones, you could do 20 on Saturday and then 20 on Sunday early in the morning. As always, our Discord will be a great place to host and join Hoopa Unbound raids, especially with the remote raid limit increase. I expect to see a ton of raids going off in our Discord. There is going to be a $5 paid ticket for Hoopa Unbound Raid Day. This will give you 8 additional orange raid passes from spinning gyms. We'll also have an increased chance for rare candy XL and 50% more XP from raids, as well as double Stardust from completing raids. If you're going to be out doing in-person raids during the event hours, this event ticket is definitely worth it. But if you're just going to be doing remote raids, maybe you can't go out during the raid day because you're working or weather conditions or whatever, then you could potentially skip out on the $5 ticket. Hoopa is a psychic and dark type Pokemon. This makes it double weak to bug. So your top counters against Hoopa Unbound are going to be your top bug type Pokemon. Mega Pinsir, Mega Scizor, and Mega Heracross are going to be your top mega counters if you're going to mega for damage. Only mega for damage if you are low on people in your raid lobby. Hoopa Unbound is not going to be a super difficult raid boss to take down, especially because it's double weak to bug. So if you have a comfortable number of trainers, maybe 3 to 5 trainers that are level 40 plus, I recommend mega evolving a psychic or dark type Pokemon to take advantage of the extra Candy XL bonus. Top non-mega counters are going to be Mega Scizor, Volcarona, Genesect, which we did have in raids a few months ago, and then Vikavolt. Hoopa Unbound Raid Day is definitely the thing I'm going to be looking forward to the most this week in Pokemon Go. It's going to be a dex entry for a lot of people, and it's a great psychic type raid attacker to have on your team. So I'm excited, even though the shiny is not turned on yet. We'll also continue to see Shadow Regirock in Shadow Legendary 5-star raids throughout weekends in February. And that about wraps up this week. I think this is a pretty good week. It's not super overwhelming. We don't have a ton of things that we have to pay attention to. There is a great Pokemon in 5-star raids, Enamorus. We've got a top tier mega Pokemon in mega raids, Tyranitar. Then on the weekend, we've got a raid day for a Pokemon that is not only a top tier raid attacker, but also a Pokemon we haven't seen in quite some time. I feel like this is a good balanced week. It's not super overwhelming, but it's also not boring. So I hope this video helps you prioritize the things you want to do in Pokemon Go this week. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.